Hi guys, I'm Valentine Lister, and this is my Major Arcana series. Super pumped. We're going over the Empress card today, and I'm not gonna lie, she's my favorite. She's my favorite card in the deck. So we're gonna dive deep into this card. By the end of this video, you are going to know a whole heck of a lot about the Empress. We're going to go into the numerology, secret symbolism, the astrological association for this card, as well as the upright meaning and the reversed meaning. So I am super excited to tell you all about this card. Let's get into it. Okay, so the Empress card, yes, my favorite card. Okay, so we have three versions here. In the middle, we have the Rider-Waite version, which is the most popular. Tarot has been around since the 1400s. However, in 1909, Rider and Waite published a version of it, and the artwork was done by Pamela Coleman Smith, and so this is the most well-known and popular tarot deck. Then on the right, we have the Light Seers Tarot deck, which is the first deck that I used. It's the one I learned with. It's the one I recommend. I feel like it's easy to connect with the images and learn from it. And then we also have the Way Home Tarot on the left. I love this version. It's by Bakara Wintner and her friends who did the artwork. And I really loved her book, WTF Tarot. So in the description box below, I put Amazon links to all these. Actually, this one is not on Amazon, but I put links to all the decks, as well as the books that I've learned from. Okay, so numerology is super important, right? The numbers and symbols, they tell us a lot about the cards. So what you'll notice is that the Empress is represented by the number 3. And 3 represents things taking form. It represents manifesting in early stages. You start to see the big picture, and so it represents cheerfulness, openness, optimism, joy, expansion, self-expression, communication, and clarity. And so also the number 3 is represented to like a trine formation, which is actually associated with Jupiter. That's not the association of the card, but the number 3, we're thinking of like Jupiterian type things. Okay, now with the secret symbolism, I'm going to start with the Rider-Waite. That's where most of like the traditional symbolism you're going to find, and then you're going to find variations in the other cards. So in the Empress card, we have the wheat in front of her right here. And that's a nod to the goddess Isis, and it represents like the harvest, fertility. We also have cypress trees behind her, and that's sacred to the goddess Venus. On the top here, we have her hair bound with the wreath of myrtle, and this is a symbol of love and a Hebrew symbol for marriage. Then we have the 7 pearls around the neck, traditionally worn by brides, and represent innocence, beauty, purity, and new beginnings. And now remember, there was like this stream coming from the bottom of the high priestess's gown. If you haven't seen that video, I have a video on that. I just did. Check it out in the description below. And so this represents the stream of consciousness, and it's continued from the High Priestess card. Okay, a little more numerology. There's the crown of 12 stars here, and each with 6 points representing dominance over the world. And her scepter has a globe on top of it. So the number 6 actually in astrology is associated with Venus in the sextile, in making that a sextile is a harmonious aspect, and 6 is very similar to the Venus energy. And the symbolism in this card represent the productive qualities of the subconscious, because remember the High Priestess was very involved in this with the subconscious. So this is the subconscious after being sparked by the seed of self-consciousness, so it has a very fertile energy. She's the divine feminine unveiled, out in the world and seen, and a little thing is that she's pregnant. So in this card, you can see she's pregnant, and she's actually, this is like a gown worn by pregnant women here. And we also have like the pomegranate seeds again, like we had in the High Priestess card. So the Empress card really represents a lot of associations with fertility and things giving birth. So in the Light Seers deck, again, we have pregnancy, fertility, and cool. We had the globe here. So in this version, in the Light Seers version, we have the pregnant belly is the globe and is the very matter of earth creating the world. We have the new moon here, and not new moon. We have the full moon here, which represents manifestation. We have the cloak of fish here, which is cool. It represents water, the feminine subconscious. It also reminds me of Pisces. which in mythology actually represents Venus and her son Eros, where they were disguising themselves to escape the monster Typhon. So if you're a Pisces, or you know a Pisces and you didn't know it, Venus is actually associated with Pisces, and Venus is actually exalted in Pisces. It's in a really cool place there. And we'll also notice that her feminine figure is revealed. It's very out there. We have the leaves in the hair, very earthy nature, like the trees here. And she's sexy Mother Earth. And this card was the favorite one that I had pulled from my deck. If you saw my video on like how to cleanse your deck, I showed you how to pick your favorite cards there. So that's in my Tarot for Beginners playlist. And then we have the Empress card here in the Way Home tarot version. And in this one, she represents it by the heart representing the feminine, and it's giving life to this tree, right? And I think I guess this is a weeping willow. I don't think it's a cypress tree, but you know, you could use your imagination, and it's the heart manifesting and creating life. Okay, now we want to pay attention to the colors, because everything in the card tells us something, and colors are symbolic. Been mentioning in all these videos in stained glass windows, the colors mean something. So if you learn it here, you might be able to look at the stained glass window and know some of the symbolism there. So red represents desire, passion, vitality, and courage. The white represents purity, wholeness, and protection. The yellow tones represent creativity, optimism, enthusiasm. Then we have like these green tones here that represents healing, growth, fertility, and wisdom. And then we have a lot of gray here. Gray represents wisdom because it's the black and white mixing, right? We don't just have black and white thinking, there's wisdom in the gray. And then we have light blue, like in the watery tones here, and that represents purity, serenity, mental clarity, and compassion, also the emotion and subconscious. And in this version of the Empress card, we have pink, and that represents love, friendship, affection, joy, and self-esteem. All right, the Astrological Correspondence, no surprise here, I mentioned Isis and Venus, but we have the symbol of Venus here and a heart. So, and we have a heart here, you know, representing like heart and emotion and femininity here. So surprise, surprise, the correspondence is that this card represents the goddess Venus. Okay, and I created nicknames, as you might know, for each card. So this nickname for this card is Damn, I Look Fine. And if you saw my video on the easiest way to learn the major arcana, you'll know this. And I really want you guys to check that video out. I'm going to link a card here. I'm going to put it in the description below, because the major arcana, we don't want to just learn the cards by themselves. There's a lot here, but we want to learn them as a whole, as a story, because it represents a whole story. And the major arcana represents all of the major life changes, all of the big things, you know, getting married, getting divorced, being born, having a baby, moving in together, starting a relationship or a job. All right, so let's move on to the upright meanings, and then I'll get into the reversed. So the upright meaning, no surprise, represents love. It represents love and nurturing, love in your relationships, and growing and being nurtured. And it represents inner strength and the ability to be nurturing and create. So examples are, you know, you could be caring for children. You could be nurturing, the ability to be nurturing and supportive to your spouse or a friend in need. It could indicate pregnancy or a desire for pregnancy. It could represent material wealth or possession. Venus is associated with that. Could represent marriage. It could represent fertility for couples, farmers trying to grow on a farm, or artists if you're trying to create a project. Pleasure, sensuality, feminine power, and creating something out of love. Okay, so reversal. So if a card is coming out reversed, it's going to come out upside down like this. And the thing to remember about reversals is that the energy is being blocked or avoided. It's there or it's not. So if you're, it's there, but you're not letting it come through. So it's similar to like if you're in therapy or you're a therapist and there's resistance to like an emotion or a thought or a feeling. So if the card comes out reversed, it can mean like feeling hot-headed, discordant emotions, emotional wreck. It could mean feeling temperamental, like a drama queen. It could represent like things like infertility, things not growing, feeling drained, not being able to be there for others because you need to like nurture yourself and fill up your well. Like you're completely drained, you know, right? Mothers are drained. That's why they're like resisting. You know, that's how I feel sometimes. Anyway, you need balance in taking care of others and yourself. It could mean loss of material possessions, wealth, lack of resources, and you know, feeling like everyone is draining you or an idea not coming through. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video on the Empress card. And I just wanted to give you a reminder to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified, because I am going to be releasing more videos on the major arcana in this series. The next card I'm going to do is the Emperor. And if you're watching this video way into the future after I finish this series, don't worry, I have a major arcana playlist linked at the end, as well as other videos that I've done in the major arcana, so make sure to check that out. All right, love you guys so much. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, bye. If you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified for whenever I release a new video every single week.